All right, folks, what is going on? Chris the Chef Sports Cards here. We are doing 2022 Triple E quarter case break number 55. I apologize for the delay. Oh, man. My stomach's not being very nice to me today. I don't know why. Must have eaten something it didn't agree with. So bear with me a little bit. I'm slightly under the weather. Wow. It's amazing how something can just come on out of nowhere and you're like, woo. All right, but anyway, let's talk about better things like baseball cards, my favorite topic in the world. Welcome, everyone. Especially if you're new to the channel, welcome. Oh, crap, I never checked that. Let me just double check something real quick. Okay, that's good. All right. So, as I was saying, welcome. Especially if you're new to the channel, welcome. Bit about us. We've been around for over 7 years now. We break mostly baseball. We ship all cards from every break. We're very generous with the top loading, and we ship as quickly as our little hands will move. If you are new to the channel, hey, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. It always helps. And of course, eBay, they're running their sweepstakes over there. No purchase necessary. Go to any of our eBay listings, look in the description. You click on the link and do what it says, and some free cards could show up at your door. Who knows? Maybe it's worth a shot. And of course, as always, chefsportscards.com, our little slice of the World Wide Web. We do have a web break tonight after eBay, and we got two more. We got a jumbo and a hobby. Pick your team, both sitting there with like 3 teams left. So if you want to get into either one of those, we'll break both of those tomorrow night. I'm hoping they'll get filled overnight tonight. We'll do that then. All righty, let's go over the teams. D-backs, Nick S. Braves, Charles D. Orioles, Josh S. Red Sox, Bentley M. Cubs, Nick S. White Sox, Eric H. Reds, Josh S. Guardians, Eric H. Rockies, Charles D. Tigers, Nick S. Royals, William C. Astros, Eric H. Dodgers, Zane D. Brewers, Spencer S. Twins, Matthew B. Marlins, Nick S. Mets, Lenny T. Yankees, Stephen M. A's, Nick S. Phillies, Matthew L. Pirates, Ryan W. Cardinals and Padres, Nick S. Giants, Eric H. Mariners, Thomas M. Ryan, Stephen K. I'm sorry, Rays, Stephen K. My gosh. My brain is not working tonight. Rangers, Stephen M. Blue Jays, Matthew T. Nationals, Nick S. And the DPL spot, Matthew B. All right. So these are the last 5 boxes I've got in my possession. We've done a lot. 2022 AAA. As you can tell by the number, we're on number 55 here. And I don't know. I think it's going to be it. I think I'm sick of opening it. But people like it a lot, I know. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'll have to do a little soul searching next week and see if maybe one more case is necessary. Hard to give it up when people like it, you know? Let's see what the old Triple E brings us this evening. Good luck, everybody. Camera's good. Yeah. And they're off. Michael Nord for Houston to 244. Oh, I'm definitely going to need more sleeves. Hold on. Let me grab another pack of sleeves real quick. Might as well do it now. I'm going to have to do it at some point. Wait. Let's not do it that way. All right. Luke Gold to 499 for Detroit. Jacob Miller on card for Miami. for Nick. And for a Baltimore, a Dylan Beavers on card with the Easton bat there. And Sal Stewart, Optichrome on the back for the Reds. Bryce, what's up, buddy? How's life on the farm, my friend? Oh, boy. Carrasco to $2.99 with a bent corner over there. Sorry, Matthew. Eric Brown to $3.49 for Milwaukee. For Philadelphia, Andrew Painter to $49. 48 of 49 on the Relic auto. Lazy day with the fam sounds fantastic. Sounds absolutely fantastic. I wish I could ever do that. Trace Gonzalez for Pittsburgh. I always get people in the cafe who come up and they're like, "Hey, weekend's coming up. You got something good you're doing?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm working all weekend. And I'll be back Monday to work again." Connor Prelip college ticket. You don't get it. Topps Chrome comes out this week. I'm going to be working 24 hours a day. All right, Dalton Rogers for Boston to $4.99. Spencer Jones to $9.99 for the Yanks. Nate Savino on card for Arizona. For Nick. Kumar Rocker. First round material for Tejas. For Steven. Caden Wallace, college ticket. Sterling Thompson to $9.99 for Colorado. Brandon Abaria for Toronto on card. For Matthew. Pete Hansen on card for the Cardinals. For Nick. And for Baltimore, John Rhodes, Future Threads. Mikey Romero for Boston. Optichrome on the back. Hey, boy. For the Phillies, Justin Crawford to 63, 51 of 63. For Matthew L. Acosta to $3.49 for the DPL. For Kansas City, Mason Barnett on card. And for the DPL, Yolan Cespedes. Cespedes for the rest of us. And Jet Williams for the Mets. All right, box 2. Wait. What is it with me this weekend? I keep knocking into them. Keep knocking into the camera this weekend. I don't know why. Lawrence Butler to, wow, that one's hard to see. 56 of 96 for Oakland. For Nick. I believe we have redemption coming up. Yes, we do. Colby Thomas also for Oakland to $3.49. Jordan Sprinkle for the White Sox. Base for Eric. And a Jordan Beck college ticket. All right, smallest redemptions in the world. Can barely read them. Come on. Let's see. It is like impossible. These things are so small. 2022 Donruss Elite Prospect Material Signatures. Card number 19, Caleb Killian. Caleb Killian. Come on, I'm trying to get the focus. There it goes. Caleb Killian. Caleb Killian is the Cubs, right? Cubs? I think so. Pretty sure, but we'll double check. All right. Jacob Melton for Houston to 208. For Eric. Roldy Burrito to 9.99 for the DPL. Kerkering for the Phils base. And a Cam Collier Future Threads for Cincinnati. Keaton Wallace college ticket. Brooks Lee to 2.99 from Minnesota. And Roldy Brito to 4.99 for the DPL. For the Angels, Ben Joyce on card auto. And for Arizona, Demetrio Crisantes. Hidden Gems auto for Nick. Elijah Green on the back. Willie Vasquez to 9.99 for Tampa. Joe Lampe to 4.99 for Cleveland. For San Diego, Robbie Snelling, gold Optichrome auto. Number 10 of 49. Padres is Nick. Yeah, sure. Cubs card, I'll be happy to. Jace Jung for Detroit. Mike Romero for Boston. Franklin Severino to 179. Well, that's another good reason to stop doing AAA because these redemptions are about to start to expire. There's a good reason. Adam Mazier to 349 for San Diego. Jack Brannigan for the Pirates on card. And Junior Marin for Kansas City. Hidden Gems auto. For William. Jacob Berry college ticket. Woo. Wow, that is a thickie right there. That's like a old school thickie. All right, Marcus Johnson for Miami to $2.99. Sal Stewart to $9.99 for Cincinnati. Andrew Taylor for Houston on card. Anderson Fairman for the DPL. For Matthew. Tucker Toman, Optichrome. Cole Phillips to 122 for Atlanta. For Charles. And Jackson Cox to $4.99 for Colorado. For Atlanta again, Luke Waddle prospect material, 31 of 199. And Jacob Reimer base for the Metsies. For Lenny. Noah Schultz on the back. Carson Wisenhunt to 63 for the Giants. For Eric. For Milwaukee, Jackson Churio to 349. Justin Boyd on card for Cincinnati. For Josh. And Cade Horton for Chicago, first round materials. Emmett, what's up, buddy? How you feeling, bud? Colton Cowser college ticket. Hunter Patson to 349. Darren Fernandez to $9.99 for the DPL. Peyton Pallette for the White Sox. For Eric. And Demi, Joshua Demi. 158 of 185 for the DPL. And Sterling Thompson college ticket. All right, this is like an old school thickie. It's the kind Mom used to like. That is if there's one in here. If there's two, then, you know. If there's one. Well, there's your first good sign. There is the super rare on campus. They always do this. The on campus with the, look at the thickness on that card. They're down with the thickness. Gavin Cross, very nice. Got Kansas City. William, there you go. Ultra rare on campus Gavin Cross going to Kansas City. All right, let's see what else we got. Spencer Mills to 179. And DeAndre Smith to $4.99 for the Mets. Josh Kasevich on card for Toronto. And for the DPL, 4 of 5, Dover Diaza. The patch is sick. I don't, you can't really, the camera doesn't do it justice. The patch is really sick, actually. 4 of 5. It's funny. I've been seeing these guys on Instagram or whatever lately, where they've been digging patches out of cards to see if it's actually the person. It cracks me up. I want to do it now to one. I got to find a card to do it to. There you go. 4 of 5. Piazza and a very nice on-campus Gavin Cross from old Virginia Tech. Saw a guy today. Panini especially, they're the ones who are really bad about it. They'll put game used, but it won't say player worn or, you know what I mean? So it doesn't specify. So if you go in and you rip a card open and dig out the relic, on the back, it's labeled as to who it is. And it's usually never, you know, it'll be like Cal Ripken or whatever. And you dig it out and it's some guy who like you never even heard of before. And they're like, well, technically it was used in a game. It doesn't specify that it's, that player that wore it. Semantics. But now I got to do one. I want to find an old one. I want to find one from like 4 or 5 years ago to see if it's any different then. Sean McLean to 170. We got another Redemption. Kerkering to 499 for the Phils. My guy go. Anthony Hall for the Yanks. Yeah, no, that's never going to happen. Gavin Cross, college ticket. Not as long as Fanatics is in the game. Not after what they did to Tops. I mean, that was like rude what happened to Tops with the baseball license. They literally went in and like 10 times won the price. And even though Tops have been with baseball for 75 years, they just went for the money. They of course say that they gave Tops the opportunity to match, but it's come out later that they never even did that. That they never even went to Tops and said they just assumed they couldn't. Connor Stain to $2.99 for Colorado. Ryan Ritter to $9.99. Oh, I didn't do the redemption yet. We'll do it at the end of this pack. Troy Melton to 24. Aspirations die cut. I know a couple people at Tops that told me that I had heard originally that Fanatics made this big offer and MLB Players Association went back to Tops and asked them to match, but most of the people I've talked to at Tops said that never even happened. They just took it. Not that Tops could have paid it anyway, but 15 of 24 for Detroit is Nick. Josh Jung for Tejas on the future threads. Come on, be something nice in this redemption. Need one of those. What are those ones? The double-sided cards. What do they call those again? I forget those. Forget the name of them. All right, let's see here. Prospect material signature card number 2 should be Taj Bradley. Taj Bradley. For Tampa's Steven. Steven, we'll do the same for you too, because it does expire in like 4 days, and although you may get it in 4 days, I'll scratch it and send you the code. I hate doing that because like sometimes you scratch them and they don't scratch so good. So, but we'll email it to you one way or the other. All right, DeAndre Smith to $9.99 for the Mets. Parker Messick for Cleveland to $4.99. Kerkering for the Phils again. That's our second one, I think. Yeah, I mean, I'll still send you the card too. I'll just get you the code so you can get it entered. Chase Hampton, 18 of 25 hidden gems. We haven't had a 1-1 in a little while. It's time. Come on. Triple E, we've opened a lot of you. Give us another 101. Sal Stewart to 152 for Cincinnati. And Anthony Hall to 499 for the Yanks. Cooper Harpy on card for the Cardinals. For Nick. And Daniel Susak, Future Threads for Oakland. Also for Nick. Ashton Izzy for Seattle on the back. Oh, do you live near here? Do you live in the Philly area, Steve? Andy Rodriguez to 168. I used to have a guy years ago when I was first breaking, like the first year, who lived in my town, like on the other side of my town. It's kind of weird, to be honest with you. Kate Wallace at 349. And he would ask me if I'd drop off his cards at his house. I'm like, no, dude. I do a lot for people, but man, I'm not a personal delivery service. Will Rudy. Like, if you hit something big, I'll be happy to bring it over to you, but come on. Demetrio Crisantes for Hidden Gems on Arizona. Oh, Port Richmond. All right. Oh, at Lancaster and City Line. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I live in Ardmore, but down towards like you know where the Head Nut is? Most people know the Head Nut. It's a store for those of you who don't. I live like a couple blocks from there. I'm in what they call South Ardmore. We're in the Delaware County part of Ardmore. You know, we're like the ghetto of Ardmore. They have to tag us because, like, the town I live in, like 80% of the town I live in is in one county and 20% is in another county. We're in the 20%, so they have to label us accordingly. Oh, yeah. Nice. Yeah, man. I never thought I'd end up here. I grew up in Springfield, Delaware County, and lived away from Philly for years and never thought I would live back here again. 188 of 216, Daniel Susak. Yeah, I lived in Rhode Island. I lived in South Carolina. I lived in Chicago. I lived in France. I lived in Singapore. I never, ever thought I'd come back here. And here I am 30 years later, living like 4 miles from where I grew up. I don't know how it happened. Ashton Izzy to 999. It's funny too because I was just talking to my son, Eric De La Cruz, for the regulars here now. My son goes to University of Tennessee in Knoxville, and he's there. Actually, he's driving back right now. He should be home in an hour or two. They went down this weekend to move into their house for this year. Tyler Schweitzer. But the thing is, it's their house. Like, it's not, it's an all year round. And I was talking to my father, and he was like, so is this it? Like, is he going to live in Knoxville? And I was like, wow, I didn't even think about that. So I talked to him before he left, and I said, are you planning on coming back home next summer? And he's like, I'm looking for an internship. He's like, probably down there. I don't know. And I was like, I didn't even think about that. So St. Pete. Yeah, that's what happened to me too. My wife, my job brought me back here at the time. Anthony Hall. In fact, it was kind of screwy because I didn't want to come back. I was living in Chicago, right outside of Chicago, before I came back here. Now, again, this was 20 years ago when I came back because it was right before my son was born. And Dave McCabe for Atlanta, 499. I had no intention of coming back at all. I loved living out there in the Chicago area. For Houston, Nolan DeVos. But when I lived in Chicago for almost 4 years, and my wife lived here in Philadelphia, and we were married. But her job had her here, and my job had me out there. And Reggie Crawford for San Francisco. They needed me back here, my company, and I kept saying no. And then the guy who was like the president of my company found out that my wife lived back here. So he used it as like guilt me into coming back. He's like, how long are you going to live away from your wife? This and that. I was like, yeah, we're doing fine. you know, like, um, so that's what got me back here. And then I had my son, and it's like, you know, you have kids. There's no real reason to move. I mean, unless you get some grand opportunity or something, you know, but once the kids are kind of set up where they are. And that's the funny thing. I had said to my son, like, do you think you would ever live back here? And he's like, no way. like, he's like, I have no interest in living in this area. And I said, that's great. I understand. I said the same thing and lived away from here for like almost 20 years. And I still ended up back here. He's thinking, Gabriel Hughes, the 349. You never know where you're going to end up, right? You meet some people, they've lived in the same 5 miles their whole life, you know? Nate Furman for Cleveland, for Eric. Yeah, I heard the game wasn't too hot. I saw the pictures though, man, of the. I want one of those bats, dude. You send me one of those bats, I'll hang it up in the back here. Tommy Speck for Texas Hidden Gems. I can't believe they give those out at a game. Like there is no way they would give that out at a Phillies game. They would. It's like a murder just waiting to happen. Drew Jones Optichrome. Like that was like a full size 28-inch bat. That was nice. Yeah, yeah. When I lived in Chicago, I lived in a town called Naperville, which is like 20 miles west of Chicago because it's where my company had a restaurant. And there were so many people who lived there who like lived there their whole life. And I was like, you never went anywhere? Nope. Lived here my entire life, never leaving. I'm like, wow. Jackson Ferris, 4 of 24 gold. Like that was crazy to me. But some people that's what they like. It's cool. Blade Tidwell to 499. Dylan Lesko on card for the Padres. Yeah, man, everybody wanted their free bat. Give out bats, man. They'll come running. Noah Schultz. See, that's what's crazy to me. Like, I sometimes hear, like, I heard that the Orioles, when we played the Orioles like last month or whatever, that was only their second sellout of the year after opening day, which I was like floored by. The Phillies sell out like almost every day. At one point, they had went like 390 games in a row sold out. And then I know now they're in another streak of like 40 or something games. Like it's odd if they don't. And then I read about some other places and it's like, oh, I don't ever sell out. Like, wow. I mean, some places I get it because of the size and everything, you know. Danimal to 499. But some of the bigger cities like New York or LA, I'm like shocked they don't sell out all the time. Clark Elliott to 999. Although if you see those prices at Yankee Stadium, you know why they don't sell out all the time. Luke Gold for Detroit for Nick. Yeah, man, that was awesome. That was out of what? That was just out of a series two, like a retail pack. There, I meant to email write you back, and I got tired and fell asleep. 52 of 63. Did you just pick up a pack at the game and you pulled that? Yeah, that's a nice pull, man. Got to get that one graded, brother. And Sean Goosenberg. Righty. Just a pack of the game. How much did you pay for a pack of the game? I'm curious as to what they charged. Although that one was totally worth it. Those are selling for what, like a couple $100 or something, aren't they? Alrighty. I want to thank everyone for joining us this evening. As always, I couldn't do this without you, and I do truly appreciate it. I know people are showing up for Donruss. We're running about 10 minutes behind, so bear with us. We'll get to Donruss, my friends. Don't worry. All righty. Quick hit recap for Triple E quarter case break number 55. Wow, that's a lot. Let's start with some relics. $5. That's not too bad. That's actually not bad. I thought you were going to tell me like 10 or 12. Excuse me. All right, relics of Jung, Collier, Rhodes, Kumar Rocker, Cade Horton, Daniel Susak, Josh Jung, Noah Schultz, and Reggie Crawford. Base autographs. Luke Gold, Lesko, Specht, Furman, Devos, Schweitzer, Crisantes, Rudy, Herpy, Kerkering, Taj Bradley on the redemption, Anthony Hall, Kasevich, Pallet, Boyd, Reimer, Fairman, Taylor, Marin, Brannigan, Crisantes, Joyce, Kerkering, another redemption. That's one of Caleb Killian. Sprinkle, Cespedes, Barnett, Hanson, Baria, Savino, Gonzalez. And a couple more. Dylan Beavers and Jacob Miller. Pull those out so I can remember to send them to you guys. Relic Autos. Eric De La Cruz for the DPL. Luke Waddle for Atlanta to 199. Andrew Painter to 49 for the Phils, and 4 of 5 Dover Diaza DPL sick patch in there for the Dominican. And we had an ultra rare Gavin Cross on campus, numbered to 24 Troy Melton for Detroit. Also for Detroit to 63 Peyton Graham. Chase Hampton for New York to 25. For the DPL, Demi to 185, and Robbie Snelling for the Padres to 49, right? Almost 49? Yeah, to 49. All righty. The team store was expensive. The game you store was $5. Oh, really? Okay. I mean, 5 in Minnesota sounds like right to me, you know. Of course, here in New York or whatever, they're going to charge you like 8 or 9 or something like that. But 5's not bad. I mean, if you think about it. And it's really not bad for what you pulled. So there's the bonus. All right, folks. Again, thanks so much for joining me. I do appreciate it. We got Donruss coming up next. I'll be back in 5, and we'll get our Donruss on. Have a great night. Take care. Bye.